crazy.
Yeah, it's been I mean, it's weird not being able to like go to league or like go see friends or like have a normal day at work because I'm still working, but we're only doing takeout.
Oh, that's got to be awful.
Yeah, I mean it's considering I work at a brewery and spring is like the busiest time of the year,
Yeah.
and it's spring and nothing is open and no one's allowed to go anywhere. It kind of sucks.
It's weird, man. And like takeout,
Yeah.
it's like the booty call of the food industry.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's just wham bam. It's not much to it.
But we're considered an essential business, which is pretty rad, and I still have a job.
Well, I think that you're always an essential business, no matter what, Vin.
Yeah, I try.
So what have you been doing at the homestead?
I've been venturing into making handles, just building axes, trying to take up as much of this free time as I have.
And so I saw that you there was one tool specifically that was holding you back from creating something that's been on your mind for a while.
Yeah, I finally bit the bullet and I bought a router, like a router table.
Oh, the whole table.
Whole thing. I bought the table. I bought the router that goes in it, so I can just right over it.
Nice. And how do you like it?
Love it.
Did anybody show you how to use it, or did you just jump in?
So I went to visit. So Kevin Bradley helped me out with my big axe and this hatchet and my other hatchet. I've never used a router before. He just went right through it. He didn't really show me how to use it. He just kind of did it. But it's not rocket science.
No, I mean I did the same thing with a planer. I needed to use one, never used one. John
Yeah.
Bradley had one. Whenever
Yeah.
there, I know all these Bradleys and their tools and just making them available to people.
Yep.
But he was just like, yeah, you just kind of do this, and it was kind of send it through. But
Yeah. It's a cool tool.
and so what have you created with this cool tool?
I've created my hatchet, which is of the skateboard veneer variety.
So do you just take like you just take your regular hatchet and you sand it down, and then you just take a Sharpie and you do the pink one first.
Yep. Do
And
each
then you
individual
do the blue
line.
one. It takes a long time, like
Yeah.
not to let it smear.
Yeah. You
So
let-
what is
you gotta let
this
it dry.
huge laminate process here with these veneers that you've been using that are dyed different colors?
So they're all dyed different colors. It is a super secret process.
Super
Super
secret.
It literally just involves wood glue and
Yeah,
pressure.
he doesn't even know.
It literally just involves wood glue and pressure, and at least 24 hours.
All right.
And that's
But so then, I mean, that's the easy part.
Mhm.
Then you got to shape the whole
Yep.
thing, and then you got to fit it. And I mean, just the tops of these things.
They're so small on axe gangs.
And there's one, like, it just, I don't know if can everybody see that on there.
You're doing this one. This one's cooler.
It's literally like a piece of fruit striped gum. You were doing it good. You do it. You do it.
Hold on. All right.
Gotta make a cool noise like.
Let me see. Hold on. Where's the focus on this thing?
Nice.
That one? Nope. Oh, that's
Whoa.
no. Where's focus?
There it is.
That's as in focus as it's gonna get. But yeah, it's all just little layers of
Look at the colors in there.
fruit stripe axe gum.
These things are just,
Yeah.
I mean, they spin your head. I've seen other projects where people make like bowls and whatnot.
Yeah,
Out
I've
of this,
seen I've
but-
seen bowls, I've seen earrings, I've seen a skateboard made of broken skateboards. Webby design, man. That's where I got a lot of the inspiration from this from. Is he just makes some really cool stuff out of skateboards.
So how long have you been wanting to do this though?
Probably like 6 months.
And now
And I
because of
just-
quarantine,
Yeah.
bang.
Well, I took it. So I found this company in Toronto
Mhm.
that specializes in skateboard veneers.
I know. I started following them, and I love their post.
They're so
The
good.
hot pink pieces of that, like it's just the color on them
Oh,
is
yeah.
just so
Oh,
electric.
yeah. And when I was up there, God, it was what 2 months now. Jeez. I went to visit Ash. I went to see Letterkenny and all that stuff. And
Nice.
we went to Toronto, just like have a day in Toronto. We went to see the people of Villiers and all that stuff. And the the business was not too far from there, so I went and I spent like 160 Canadian, which is like $8 American. So it was cool. It was great. It was really cheap.
You're like, I feel like I emptied everything, all my pockets, loonies,
I handed the girl
toonie.
I handed the girl all this plastic money, and she gave me things in exchange for it. It was weird. It's like I didn't spend any money.
Oh my God! Isn't
Yeah.
it great how that just happened?
Yeah, it was fun.
Canada.
And then a couple weeks later, I dove right in.
It's probably one of the coolest handles that I've seen, and I tried to immediately buy it, but it's not for sale.
Yeah, everybody wanted this.
Yeah, so if you're looking in trying something
Even-
something new,
You know who also really wanted this?
who?
Rooster.
Oh, of course.
Himself. The man, the myth, the legend. Rooster from Council Tool.
So now that means if I find some way to finagle it out of you, I have to then give it to the old man.
Yeah.
Great.
Yep.
Well, Rooster, you'll probably have the sax coming at a very high cost.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I'm definitely glad you put it on a Fox. I had the chance to throw this thing a few times, and from a waddle distance, the thing is just right on. I love the flat sides. I've been doing the same kind of thing. I feel like you get a lot more control when you don't have those rounded edges. It's not moving in your hand so much, and you really feel like you're placing it right into that spot, and you know that you're going to pin it on that front corner.
Yep.
It's just such a nice way to throw. And then even the Axe Gang with that little smaller palm swell there has a nice little pop to it.
Yep.
Definitely better than the factory stock handle. Those things are just
Straight
kind of
handle.
yeah, they're straight and they're just really kind of clumpy.
Yeah.
Clumpy.
Yeah.
So I see that kind of like myself, after you finish a project, depending on what time it is, you don't really have time to get down to the club, down to the space, and you just kind of want to throw. So it looks like you have a home target now.
I did build a home target.
You got like big floodlights on it. You go in late night.
No, I can't do late night. I have a lot of families that live in my neighborhood, and they have kids and loud thumps that kind of sound like gunshots. Really don't.
Yeah, I guess that does make. I guess I never really kind of thought about that either,
doesn't
too.
sit too
Like the axe throwing outdoor venues in the city is just like.
I am looking into getting a kind of like an installation to put behind it to kind of like deaden the sound a little bit.
I've been thinking about the same things too, because I have like a little bit of an echo, and I think Kelly Moreland just like screwed blankets in his or something like that.
Yeah, I think he did blankets.
And hey, I mean, if it works, like I'll get some comforters.
Yeah.
You know, I'll go down to the thrift store, whatever's got to work.
Blankets. I've seen like housing insulation, like just anything that just sucks up sound.
Hey, whatever you got. I mean, I do see mattresses all the time, like out on the road.
I wouldn't take one of those though.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right. Forget about the mattresses. So is this the target that you're using mostly for the virtual leagues that you're throwing in?
Yeah. So this is actually we're now into the second season of I'm in two virtual leagues. I'm in it's called VATL, VATL. It's the virtual axe throwing.
I love that.
Virtual axe throwing league. And then we're calling it the what's it called? Batshit league. Or just it's a no bleed league.
Nice.
So Bullseye's got to be all in. If it bleeds out into the 3 a little bit, it is A3. Kind of battle royale rules.
Nice.
Except clutches are you just have to touch it. So
nice.
There's about 30 people in that one. I think there's about the same in the virtual one as well.
That seems like a very controllable level.
Yeah, anything above that, I probably wouldn't do it. Just
so
too many people.
So how do you do most of these matches?
So we have a group chat which is blowing up right now on me. Where we're like, hey, we're around today, and whoever's around was like, hey, I'll be ready in like 10 minutes. We'll just like go out in the backyard. Like I'll go in my yard, they'll go in their garage or whatever. We'll FaceTime or call them like Facebook Messenger and just kind of like video that way. And when there's a winner after 15 throws,
that's actually pretty awesome. Like, hey, I got a few free minutes. Like when women are kind of like catching up on their day, like we're just like, hey man, I got a few free. Get out to that target.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, we have we're in like a Facebook group, and we just submit we have a thread. We just like say like Mark got an 81 and Vin got a 79, like win loss and blah blah.
I
blah.
didn't really though.
Yeah.
I didn't really see
Nah,
something
he's
like
not in it.
He's not it. He was not like I said.
I did invite him, but he said he didn't want to do it.
No, I'll probably ban from that.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah,
But,
it's been cool. It's been fun. It's definitely throwing on an unlevel surface like my backyard is, because it's dirt and grass. It's a change from throwing on like a flat concrete floor.
Yeah. Well, at least like myself, you got that sweet cottonwood from Choppers though,
Yeah.
making up
Yeah.
for that difference. So yeah, you know the other kind of factors. It's nice to not have to throw on crappy store-bought wood.
Yeah, the wood from Home Depot sucks.
Yes, exactly. And this stuff, like, you can really light it up. I wasn't a huge fan of it when it first started coming around for venue use just because of how expensive it is, but for personal use, because I take good care of my boards, I'm, like, putting pieces back in and stuff, like, telling them little stories at night and
Yeah.
whatnot, you know? So I can seriously make a piece of that stuff last. So.
Tuck 'em in at night.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I wish, you know,
Yeah.
Splinters, the wife.
Yeah.
I know, she never shuts up, but... Um, but yeah, so it's been pretty sweet. So, what design did you end up going for your target? What is your main base? What do you do to stop it from moving?
So the main it's a solid base. So Uncle Willie built one, and he gave me the dimensions and the specs for all that stuff. So I basically built one that basically a copy of his. Just because I have no idea how much wood I would need and all that stuff. So he was more than...
The answer is, like, too much. The
Yeah.
first time you build one, you
Yeah.
always use too much, and then you're like, this must weigh like 1,400 pounds. Like,
Yeah, it's
like,
heavy.
I need to move this to the yard. It wasn't even supposed to be right here.
Yeah. So yeah, big thanks to him for the help. I probably asked him like 50 or 60 questions just of like, hey, how did I do this? And he like let me borrow his saw and all that stuff. So it's been good. It's been fun.
That's awesome, man.
It's better than driving half an hour to the space every day.
True story.
up
It's
to
better than not throwing or having
Yeah.
to leave for an extended period of time when you're
Yeah.
supposed to be.
I'm definitely thankful I have somewhere to throw. 'Cause
Exactly.
I know a lot of people don't have anywhere to throw.
Home is where the target is.
Yep.
I mean, that should just be like a new thing. We're all just gonna go with that.
Put that above your like doorway or something.
I'll put it
Your
above
house.
my target.
Live, laugh, love. Home is where the target is.
Dude, that's perfect. We could make $1 million
Yeah.
off of that.
Yep.
That would be sweet. Well,
Yeah.
all right. Well, that's the end of our third episode of the Chopping Block. Follow Vin, myself, and Choppers on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. And the home target group is kind of taken off. The Cottonwood's available on there, so if you guys are interested in it, check it out and try to get some while it lasts, because before long it's gonna be gone.
Gonna take up all the trees. All
I
the
know,
cottonwood
right?
trees gonna
Yeah.
be gone.
There's not a lot of them, and we are just taking them all up.
Yeah.
So enjoy your 420 and chop out.
Yep.
Seacrest out.